Welcome to the Downtown Kentucky podcast. It's been a week. We took a week off. We're crazy people. I'm
Yeah.
Momsen slash Parfait. And
And I'm
he's...
Chris slash Ox. Well, we talked at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah, we did. It's been
Classic.
so long since we streamed. I mean, it's, what, Thursday? I mean, we still did every other stream last week. There's no excuse, really.
Yeah, yeah, there sure isn't. Boy, howdy. We'll find a way to make one.
Oh, it's gonna. We're going off the rails just right off the bat. So I don't know. Just how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a couple days. Any cool road trip stories from on your way home today?
On my way home, no, not really.
Mm.
I did get pulled over by a cop on the way up, though.
Oh,
And that was a fun experience. In fairness, I guess I did have expired tags.
That is against the rules.
My little sticker on the front of my car. Yeah. I guess he just ran my license plate because he was he was behind me at a stoplight, and he was nice enough, but also not disobeying any traffic laws, like going the speed limit. And I'm just cruising along, and then I hear I was like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. So we went through the stoplight, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me get out of the way so he can, speed off past me. 'Cause that's probably what he'll do. So I pull over into the right-hand lane, and then he pulls over into the right-hand lane. I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And then the lights came on. I was like, uh-oh. And I pulled over, and luckily I got off with just a, hey, renew your tags.
Yeah.
And call this number when you've renewed your tags. But it was still terrifying.
Yeah, no.
And then every time I saw a cop car afterwards, my heart was just racing for no reason. It's really awesome.
It sounds awesome. What's up, Chewy? Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Chewy! Hey, welcome to the podcast.
What cool stories happened in my life this week? Not much. I don't do anything.
That's fair.
I downloaded some emulators today. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I've been playing Terraria basically nonstop on the Switch. Thanks to being with my sister. We were like, oh, what two-player game should we play? I was like, I have Terraria on my Switch. And so that's what we did for the majority of the time I was up there.
Well, I played 5 minutes of Tony Hawk Underground 2 today, because I could.
I don't know why I thought you said 5 nights at Tony Hawk's Underground.
5 nights at Tony Hawk's Underground 2. It's a new survival horror game that you get to skateboard in. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
That sounds pretty dope.
Well, I think it's time to launch right into our first story, which for you is only one line, but for me it's a giant Twitter thread.
Oh?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about some... Because, we talked about the, DC announcements. It feels only fair that we talk about our Disney overlords. I mean, we love Disney. Disney's our best. Disney is the greatest. Smooch, smooch, Disney, we love you.
Smooch, smooch, Disney. Wow.
But they announced so much crap all on, like, a Twitter thread, and that's about it. It really was the weirdest stuff. There was no event, really. There was a couple trailers that they posted on Disney Plus afterwards and stuff, but, like, for the most part, it was a Twitter thread.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Disney.
There's a new Ice Age show coming out. I don't care, but just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, just what we've all been waiting for.
From what I understand, doing a little more research on it, it sounds like it's all about the, like, two characters, like Simon Pegg and the other, like, they're from, like, the fourth one. They're, like, side characters, and they're getting their own show.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to have this pulled up so I can...
Oh, that's fair. I guess I could have linked that to you. I didn't, but I could have. Gonna have to go back till November 12th on Twitter. Do you even have it? You don't even have Twitter. How are you gonna find it?
That's a good question. Perfect. Everything announced. Thanks to IGN.
All right, let's hope. Well, you can scroll through that when you get to it in my order because I'm going off of the official order that was announced. There's a new Baymax show coming.
Whoa.
I still haven't got
Baymax?
Yeah, I haven't got around to watching, Big Hero 6. I've heard it's good. There's a new show now.
Yeah.
What's next?
Oh, we can watch Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I don't care about that at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, and also that's not news. That's just it's on Disney Plus now. Shang-Chi's also there. I'm gonna be watching it as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a good show, or a good movie, rather.
There's a sequel to Enchanted coming called Disenchanted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I liked the first Enchanted. I mean, I don't know if I think it needed a sequel, but it's getting one.
Not a sequel? Yeah, it is. Classic.
What else do we got here? Some Diary of the Wimpy Kids news. I don't care. This is actually news I am excited about.
Oh.
So, I had to burp first. Sorry. So, one of my favorite shows, at least I think it was. I don't know. It probably wasn't. I remember really enjoying Rescue Rangers as a kid, and we're getting a Rescue Rangers movie starring Andy Samberg and John Mulaney, and I can't be more excited about John Mulaney. And honestly, I like Andy Samberg too, but specifically John Mulaney, though, and I feel like those two together could do good work.
Yeah, it's fair.
And Chris Pratt is probably going to be playing Gadget. Not confirmed, but speculated.
Why wouldn't he be playing?
I mean, he should. He
somebody?
should play Gadget. I think that's the logical conclusion. Is just start putting him in the weirdest role you can think of in every animated property.
Yeah. Yeah, Gadget, the female.
Yeah, the female chipmunk that was like the first love of all the furries.
Yeah. That's.
Chris, this is news that I'm sure maybe someone in our audience will be excited about, but neither of us.
Hold on. Don't be presumptuous. What is it?
Hocus Pocus 2.
You're right, yeah. I'm very not excited about Hocus Pocus
30 years after the first one, what you've all been asking for, a sequel.
Yep.
Because, we can't come up with original properties anymore.
No. Not allowed.
Nope.
Not allowed to have original content.
A live-action Pinocchio movie coming. Because when in doubt, Disney's got to make a live-action version of an animated movie.
Yeah, an animated classic.
It looks like Tom Hanks is in it, which means he'll probably be playing Geppetto, which is not terrible. I like Tom Hanks. I think that could be fun.
And I feel like that's a good casting for Geppetto.
Yeah.
But again, why do we have to have
Chris,
live-action Pinocchio?
I want to make sure it's clear. I'm not going to watch this movie out of principle because I'm mad that these live-action remakes keep getting made. But I'll say, I think Tom Hanks' Geppetto could work. Chris Pratt has a new show for Nat Geo. But staying in the Nat Geo news, Chris, we have another celebrity who is getting a show, and that's Will Smith.
Oh,
Will Smith
surprised me at all.
And but see, Chris, the thing is, the name deserves so many awards.
Will Smith's Wild Wild World?
No. Close.
Oh.
It's Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Which, that is, I love it. It's awesome. I will not watch this because it's a Nat Geo show. But, Welcome to Earth, if you have to give Will Smith a, real world adventure show, that is the name you give it.
I guess.
It's great. I'm disappointed in not being more excited about the name of that show, Chris.
Why? Why would I be excited about Welcome to Earth?
Because it's this quote from Independence Day.
From Independence Day?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've watched Independence Day 3 times.
I think I've only seen probably about the same, but I remember that line. That's the only part of that movie I remember is Will Smith's Welcome to Earth line to the alien.
I don't think I remember anything distinctly from that movie.
I think that's
Being
literally
quite
the
honest.
only thing I remember.
I like that movie, but I definitely don't remember any lines from it, like
Remember
at
the
all.
sequel? Remember how bad that movie was?
I do
We
remember
saw
that.
that
Yeah.
together.
Again, don't remember any distinct parts of it, but I remember it
No.
was not good.
I do remember a distinct part. The end of the movie ended with them realizing that all the robots worked at a hive mind, so they just had to take over one of them. It was really stupid.
Hmm.
There's a
Sounds about right.
new telling of the Cinderella story coming out,
Stop.
but the
Stop.
roles are being reversed this time. It's a
Oh,
guy.
Sneakerella?
Yeah, Sneakerella. He's this
I
guy
heard
who
about
really
this.
loves shoes. He
I
loses
hate
his
it based
really
on just
dope.
that principle.
He loses his really dope shoe, and now the girl has to find him.
The stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty darn awesome.
I really like sneakers and I lost my sneaker, bro. Oh my god.
What next?
I hate. So far you've only made me grow more disdainful towards Disney's. So
Whoa!
I need you to throw in some good news at
Whoa,
me.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
Fast.
Let's pause there for a second. I am.
Go on.
Everything I've said so far has been sarcastic, except I am super excited about a Rescue Rangers movie.
That's fair.
Like,
I am moderately excited.
I love John Mulaney, and you give me anything with John Mulaney, I'll probably watch it. There's a sequel show to the movie Willow.
Who?
It's a fantasy movie starring Warwick Davis. That's fair.
Huh?
That's fair. Warwick Davis, he's a little person. He's been in like pretty much every movie ever that needed a little person. And there was a movie about him. I assume his character was like a high fantasy dwarf. I can't remember for sure. He is a little person, and he was definitely playing some sort of little person fantasy creature. I think it was a dwarf. Could be wrong. There's a new show coming out. New show? Or is it a movie? A new show. Sequel show coming out. Like 30 to 40 years after anyone cared about Willow.
Oh. Like it's an old thing.
Yeah, Willow is an old thing. This is like...
Okay. And it's like, I feel like I should
80s or
know about
90s?
Willow the way you just say Willow so nonchalantly.
I mean, I've seen the movie once. I think... I could be wrong about this, but I think Willow was one of the first times the Wilhelm scream was used.
Oh, okay.
I think. I could be completely wrong about that. Don't quote me on it. But I think that's one of its like claims to fame.
All right, I'm quoting you on it.
All right. There's a new Cars show.
Stop.
Some new baseball Pixar show.
Great.
I'll be honest, we're talking about this because of the Marvel news that comes later, but I have to get through all the other crap first. And
okay,
Rescue Rangers.
yeah.
And I did genuinely want to talk about Rescue Rangers. I'm very excited about the Rescue Rangers show movie. There's a Tiana show.
Okay.
Yep. Now, here's, I think, what a lot of people are very excited about. I think it's one of the top announcements. I could be wrong. I loved it. So, do you know the classic meme of Wolverine looking at the picture on the bed?
Yeah.
Well, they have that in this announcement because they are rebooting or like a sequel show called X-Men 97 that is picking up where the animated series left off. And the announcement picture is Wolverine in the bed, but then they cut to the picture and it's the announcement of X-Men 97. It's actually pretty cool.
Oh, somehow I clicked onto the tab where IGN was announcing that, and that's exactly where it was already at. Was the X-Men
Once again,
97.
like I said, that's probably the biggest announcement coming out of this.
Yeah.
I think these are
Fair.
all already been announced. What If is getting a season 2.
Okay.
There's going to be a new animated Spider-Man show called Spider-Man Freshman Year. That's all we know about it so far. Is that it's a Marvel Studios animated show. I like most Marvel things, and Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters, so I'll probably watch it. Am I like, oh my gosh, excited? No, but it should be good. I don't remember if this had been announced before yet, but they've at least confirmed that there's a Groot animated series coming.
Okay.
Once again, not like super excited, but I like Groot. if you some would say probably the best part of WandaVision is getting a spinoff. They're making a Agatha House of Harkness show.
All right, yeah. I mean, I feel like that was definitely a natural progression.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. I also think this was the most popular, at least I think, from what I remember hearing, episode of What If was the Marvel Zombies. They're making a whole show of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And that
wow.
That is the last new information. There's a lot of like other things, like they re-announced that Secret Invasion and Ironheart and a bunch of other shows that they had already announced have confirmed again, and some of them were given like general time frames, but nothing was given a date. So whatever.
I didn't know they were making a Moon Knight show and/or movie.
I think it's a show. It's a Disney Plus show, I believe. I did know that.
Like one of the more hardcore
yeah
superheroes. I'd definitely be down to watch.
He's so crazy, you can't copy him because he's so crazy.
He is literally insane. So yeah.
I don't know who. I have to remember where that. Like,
I'm excited about Moon Knight.
I don't. I have no opinions on Moon Knight because I don't know anything about the character. Because I'm not the biggest like comic book person. I get all my comic book stuff from other media, and then I'll get like really into it, read all the wikis, and find out like, oh, okay, so that's why that character matters and stuff. But for me, I'm like, once Moon Knight comes out, I'm sure I'll get excited.
Yeah, I think you'd like Moon Knight.
I think maybe. Marvel hasn't really had a big misstep in a while. They've had
also,
some.
What's his name? Oscar Isaac?
Oh, yeah, he's playing Moon Knight.
Playing Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Which is, yeah.
Oscar Isaac's
you can't go wrong with Oscar Isaac.
No. Well, I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's bad movies with Oscar Isaac in it.
Yeah, if he tried hard enough.
I'm sure if the rest of the movie was bad enough. Like, if let's say it was an animated movie and he was cast perfectly, but Chris Pratt was cast as the lead he had no right being, I probably wouldn't care about Oscar Isaac's performance.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, that is our Disney Plus news. We kind of rattled through it because a lot of it wasn't that interesting to me. I do think it's awesome how much stuff they announced. Like, odds are, if you care about a Disney property, they probably announced something connected to it. So go look at the thing yourself, because I skipped over some stuff I just didn't care about at all.
That's fair.
So like, there's a lot of information there, and it's cool because I already have Disney Plus, and it's also one of the cheaper services, and they have like a lot of really good shows that keep coming out. Like, I know the joke is, haha, Disney overlords, but also I feel like Disney Plus is the best service. I could be wrong, and everyone has the right to their opinion, but I feel like Disney Plus, for the price and content they deliver, is crazy. That's my thoughts on it.
That's fair, I guess. I'm still Netflix is kind of the king at the moment.
See, I feel like Netflix
has been for a while.
I feel like Netflix hasn't been in a while. What was the last good show they made before the show I haven't seen, and I'm now blanking on the name, even though it's huge, and I know it. Squid Game. There it was. I feel like before Squid Game, they used to be.
I'm just thinking, I guess. I mean, it's not for everyone, but Midnight Mass, I think, was pretty popular.
Fair. Queen's Gambit.
In terms of like having or like making your own shows, yeah, I guess Disney would be up there.
Yeah, I just also feel like
I think just in terms of general, like as a streaming service, I would pick Netflix in like every day of the week.
We'll agree to disagree.
Because I don't love Disney that much.
No, that's fair, and I just feel like Netflix isn't what it was. Netflix used to be definitely the best, but since every company under the sun said, hey, no, we want all our stuff back, and pulled it all away, Netflix is left with so little of what made Netflix the go-to place for me for years.
And it still has a lot of cool anime.
See, I'm not into anime, so that might be a reason to like it. That's fair. As someone who is not into anime, it's like, oh, well, I like when they get like the American streaming rights to like a British comedy. That's cool.
It's fair, I suppose.
Well, moving on to still tech dystopian news, but different tech dystopian news. Actually, I guess starting the tech dystopian news. We weren't in dystopia yet, but now we definitely are moving into this dystopia. It's time for our like 5th most popular segment. It's old man yells at TikTok. And I think this time though, my yelling at TikTok might be a little justified. Or not even, it's a weird story. So a real popular thing for people on TikTok is they like to watch is there's a lot of
I like the fake disabilities.
No, that's not what this is.
Oh, okay.
It sounds
that
like
is a thing that's really popular on TikTok.
Maybe, but that's not why specifically some of this is happening. This is happening because the human brain is crazy, and people who are watching TikTok are like watching specifically like going to like the Tourette's like tag and watching people who actually have Tourette's explain like their Tourette's and stuff to people, like, which, you know, cool if you want to be educated on stuff. But there are certain people out there who are getting so into this that their brain is starting to mimic these tics. And like they're going to the doctor and they're like, no, this is real. Like this isn't them fake. Like this isn't these people faking. There might be one or two people who are faking, but like there are people who are like developing pretty, like, it's not Tourette's, but in every way it is Tourette's, but it's not actually, just from watching it and it getting imprinted on them like little ducklings.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like there's just people who just like got really into it and then like, oh crap, now I have a tic, and it's like, wait, what? And I'm trying to stop and I can't because now my brain has been wired to think this is how I should act because I was watching so much Tourette's content on TikTok.
I gotta say, it doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me, but it's just one of those stories where you're like, wow, the brain is crazy, as well as just, maybe don't be on TikTok so much, and that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that one for sure.
Yeah.
So be on TikTok, kids. Give yourself a break.
Hey, if you're on TikTok in China, you have to, for 5 whole seconds.
That's right. Thank you, Chinese overlords.
Whoa. We're the Disney overlords here, Chris.
That's the same.
Yeah, I mean, no, our Disney overlords are in bed with our Chinese overlords. But I choose not to respect Chinese stepdad.
They're married.
Yeah, but it's not my real dad. China. All right, well, moving on. We have more dystopian tech news, really, in my opinion. So, I guess a little preface before I switch to this image. So NFTs, if somehow you've been lucky enough to stay away from NFTs are basically pictures that you own, but also don't, because anyone can copy it and use it. But you have a token on the blockchain that says, I own this. They're real popular. They're real
on the blockchain.
Yeah, they're real popular. They're real valuable. They're destroying the environment because blockchain technology is not good. It is just some of them are there. From what I understand, certain ones are getting better, but like some of the really popular ones, like Ethereum, is terrible for the environment.
But that is the primary cryptocurrency for NFTs.
Yeah, and it's terrible. It's literally like every transaction is like an average European family's total like carbon emissions for a year in one transaction, but there's normally like 4 or 5 transactions that happen back to back. Like, it's crazy. I am not a proponent of NFTs for that. I think in general, I think they're kind of stupid. But if they weren't destroying the environment, I wouldn't care. Like, have your fun. Yeah. Like, but they're terrible. But they're also the thing right now. So every company out there has to announce at their meetings and stuff, hey, we're getting involved in NFTs and blockchain, because if we don't, our stock will drop, because that's the buzzwords right now. And Universal Music Group, who I don't like Universal Music Group because they've copyright claimed multiple of our videos.
Yeah. I'm sure
they have. But
okay, no one likes UMG.
That's true. No one likes UMG. But they do own a lot of music because Universal Music is huge. Like, it's huge, and they've decided to partner with a guy. I don't remember his name because I don't care. And he owns 4 really valuable NFTs, which I'm about to show you now. These 4 apes here, and they are going to be starting a band through UMG. It's a Gorillaz ripoff, yes, obviously. I mean, I think it couldn't. I feel like it's so on the nose it's surprising, like that they couldn't choose a non-monkey-based NFT to be the face of this digital band.
It does feel a little bit strange.
I mean, like, weird, but yeah, it's Gorillaz, but without the difference with this and Gorillaz was a bunch of really good musicians saying, "Hey, let's do this weird thing," and this is UMG saying, "We have this crazy idea. We'll find musicians, I guess, and we'll maybe make good music." But look, NFTs. This band of 4 apes here, which are one of them is a mutant ape, and the other 3 are bored apes, I think. Don't quote me. I don't care enough about NFTs to know for sure.
Bored Ape is the name of the NFT.
One of these is not a bored ape though.
Group.
One of these is
a weird green one.
Yeah, he's a mutant ape, I believe, is the term. Yeah. This group right here in front of you, their name is Kingdom. No, not Kingdom. Kingship. It's Kingship. My bad. Kingship. Sorry, Kingship. Which, doesn't sound like terrible for a band, but also it'd be cool if they had a band first and they announced. Like, the thing is, they're announcing, hey, here's this cool NFT cool. I was in quotes for our audio listeners. This cool NFT project. We'll find some people, artists and musicians, to be a part of this later. It's like, maybe do it the other way around, and maybe I would be slightly more on board if you announced, like, hey, the mutant ape is going to be some musician I cared about. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, maybe. But they're doing it so backwards. So backwards.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's I think the end of dystopian news, though.
I hate the state of the world that we live in.
I do. I really hate it. I hate NFTs. But they're here. They're here to stay, it seems.
We'll see. For now.
I mean, yeah, they'll go away to something else stupid. I will say, the one thing, I guess, to play devil's advocate, the one thing I do think I like more about NFTs than general crypto is at least you get to look at something compared to it's basically NFTs are just it's just a currency, but that has a picture attached to it. Which, like, if this was, I feel like that's another thing, is if this was marketed more as like the new face of crypto compared to the people who are really into NFTs who try to act like, well, this is the future of art. It's like, it's not, though, because this isn't art. I mean, it is, because everything is art and art is subjective. But this art sucks. It's like generic copy and paste different outfits on the same monk. Like, it's terrible. It's just not good art.
Yeah. It's
like
lazy.
Early on, there were some decent NFT, like artists getting into NFTs when it first started. But now it's all the lazy lions, the bored apes, and all that other just schlock clip art, cut and paste crap, and I'm mad.
That's fair.
I'm just angry.
Very fair.
But I guess we'll move on from this to people. We're gonna move on to a story about a man who used to be very angry at the other man involved in this, but it sounds like he might have had a change of heart. So, there's everyone. A lot of people might know about Vin Diesel and The Rock have had some beef. I didn't do enough research to tell you all the little details leading up to this part. But they've had some beef. They're not happy with each other. I think it's because Vin wants to be the hugest star in his movies, and The Rock is the hugest star in Hollywood. So if you bring him in, Vin is no longer the hugest star. So Vin Diesel posted this really awkward picture that has definitely been edited or taken from an angle to make himself look way bigger than he is.
Right.
Because The Rock is bigger than him. The actual version of this picture, he is not. But in this picture, Vin is bigger and also unnaturally bigger. Like, his head is misshapen because of the way he stretched this picture.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
And this is an Instagram post, which also came with a very long caption that I'm going to read because it is just insanity and needs to be heard. My little brother Dwayne, which, first off, terrible start. Terrible start when you're calling The Rock your little brother. I get that you're older than him, but maybe don't demean the guy to start. My little brother Dwayne, the time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo, which is what he calls Paul Walker. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best in the finale that is 10. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny.
Is this in reference to some beef that I don't know about?
Yeah, no, yeah, they hate each other. They both have said they don't want to ever work with each other again. That's why the Hobbs and Shaw movie existed. Because they wouldn't work together. So they're like, oh, we got to do something with The Rock, so let's make a spin-off movie just so we can still make money off The Rock, but also not have him in the main Fast franchise.
Very interesting.
It's so weird. Especially because, from what I understand, from the little bit of research and overall just being on the internet and hearing about it throughout the years, Vin is just as much to blame in this thing. Vin hates him and doesn't want to work with him, yet he's talking like, Dwayne, you do the right thing, you know. Also, my kids love you. It's weird. It's also written, like, I'm not sure if it's not, because Vin Diesel speaks good English. I don't know why it's written so badly. Like, it's just written horribly.
Yeah, it's just they and you don't send well wishes.
Yeah. And just, he called him my little brother to start, which is bad, and then it's just, I heard a theory, which I kind of think is probably accurate, that they've already agreed for The Rock to come in, and this is Vin just trying to get out ahead of it to make it look like he made it happen. But, like, the agents and everything probably already did this behind the scenes, and he's trying to make it look like, oh, see, look, I made that post, and The Rock was so moved that he came back to honor Paul Walker in this movie. It's like, it's weird. He's a crazy man. And I love it. I love every bit of it.
That's so wild. I was like, what happened?
They just hate each other. I know
The Rock not show up to Fast 9?
No, he didn't. He wasn't in Fast 9.
Did not?
No.
Whoa.
His last movie was Hobbs and Shaw, which was before Fast 9.
What was his movie before that?
I think he was in Fast, like, 7 or 8, but I don't remember for sure. I don't watch... I have never actually seen a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
And that's something that we might be doing at some point in time.
At some point, we might watch the Fast and Furious movies for some sort of content at some point.
Yeah.
We might not. Well, who knows? Maybe.
Who knows?
But yeah, this is crazy, and it's just, I love it. I love every bit of it. Like, I know one of the things that from their past was, I think it was, I don't remember whose contract it started in, but one of them in their contract, at least initially, and I think both ended up doing it, has a rule where they can't lose fights. And they were antagonists in the first movie. But they can't lose fights against each other.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, these are crazy children running around in this franchise.
I can't lose. I'm not allowed to lose.
And I think there's also like a certain it wasn't even just so much not losing, it was also like I have to have the same amount of like punches landed as him. Like, it's crazy.
Oy.
And The Rock, it looks like he might be coming back. I don't know. I mean, Vin really wants him to. He wants to be reunited with his little brother.
Oh, jeez.
Well, moving on to our last news story, which is actually a continuation of a story we've never covered, but it was from a while ago, where after, I guess we got to do a little... You've heard of Papa John's, right, Chris? Very famous pizza joint.
Oh, who's that?
Papa John's. Huge pizza joint. Formerly run by John Schneider, I believe was his name.
by Papa John.
By Papa John, yes, by Papa John Schneider. Or at least he was the figurehead. I don't remember if but he got fired because he's a racist piece of crap.
Yeah?
Yeah, and, like, repeatedly dropped slurs. And then, like, tried to defend it, and in his defense, still used a slur. Like, he's bad, he's not good, he deserved to lose his job. But then after he lost his job, he went on this whole crazy tirade about how they've changed the sauce and how it's not as good as it used to be. And he did this all in this one interview where he was, like, sweating profusely. And he also, in that, mentioned that he had eaten 40 pizzas in the last 30 days, trying to see what was different about the sauce, trying to figure out what they did and stuff like that. Which, to be fair, I believe he did later clarify that he didn't actually finish 40 pizzas. But he had pizza 40 times in those 30 days to, like, test different pizzas to see if, like, he's crazy.
Right.
Well, in a recent update, he hasn't stopped being crazy. Because in the last 18 months, he has eaten over 800 pizzas, he has said. Which I believe does come out to more than 40. Only slightly. It's like 44 pizzas a month. But yeah. The man is crazy, and he's eaten a lot of this pizza that he seems to say he hates. Yet, he can't stop ordering it.
Jeez Louise.
That's more than once a day for 40 like that's insanity. It's not breakfast and it's not lunch and dinner every day, but it's lunch most days, dinners like 10 days a month. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
And yeah, that is that's it. I found out this tidbit about him eating 800 pizzas in 18 months, and I'm like, oh, well, we gotta talk about that. Any crazy person does something that crazy, I have to talk about it, as long as it's not, like, politically driven or something. Then I'll shy away from the crazy people.
Golly.
Yeah.
You have to wonder if, like, he's somehow maybe still getting money from Papa John's, and so he's eating the Papa John's pizzas.
I mean, there's a chance.
He can get his money back.
I want to believe that Papa John's has cut all ties with this man after the whole slur debacle.
Papa John Schneider.
Yeah. Which really the point is, if your last name is Schneider, you're probably crazy and I don't like you.
It's Schneider, not Schneider.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't like him anyway.
That's right.
I wanted to crap on Dan Schneider some more. That's our, like, thing, Chris. That's what we always talk about. He comes up way too often.
He does.
It's because he was prolific in our childhoods.
He was.
He was.
Josh.
He did some great shows, and he was a horrible person.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Gotta
cover
you know who is not allegedly a terrible person? Drake Bell.
Because it's not allegedly, it's just confirmed because he's
right,
facing time? Okay, cool. Okay. I was scared there. I was like, oh, no.
No. There's nothing alleged about it.
Did you get really into his, Spanish music and won't...
Oh, I don't listen to Spanish music typically.
You didn't listen to Drake Bell's Spanish music he was releasing before everything fell apart in his life?
I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry.
I think you've broken his heart.
Fair.
He's watching this podcast from jail. He's one of our only viewers.
And you know what broke my heart? Rewatching Spy Kids 2 and 3.
Oh gosh.
Which is the subject.
Before we get there, let's take a step back and explain what Movie Club is for any new viewers.
Let's do it.
Movie Club is a segment we like to do on our podcast, and it'll only ever be a segment because the name is taken, and I didn't realize that until after we started it.
That's right.
This is Movie Club, which, if you're wondering what's Movie Club, well, have you ever heard of a book club? And if you don't know what a book club is, well, a book club is when you read a book once a month with, like, a group of people, and you come back and discuss it. A movie club is like that, but, I guess we do it weekly, which I guess you could do in a book club. I feel like book clubs are typically monthly, but that's not the point. The point is, it's a movie club, it's a book, it's a dabba-dabba-doo, It's a book club for movies. It's a movie club. We watch movies every week. And we also have a supplemental show that goes up on YouTube where you get to watch those movies with us. It's similar to Riff Tracks and all those other things that do way better than we've ever done it. And ever will do it. But we said, hey, if we're going to watch these crappy movies, we should at least try to monetize it someday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our first movie we're talking about here is Spy Kids 2. I know, real quick, I guess if you haven't tuned in a while and you're wondering, well, you said your first movie, you just said it was a weekly thing. We didn't have a podcast last week, but we did have a movie club commentary go up, so we will be talking about 2 movies right now.
Right.
So, Spy Kids 2. Yeah, it was a movie.
It was
That's about as good as I could say.
To the Spy Kids movie. Was it terrible?
No. Was it good?
Was it good? No.
Which is honestly a shame because the first Spy Kids was so good. Like, we watched it and I was pleasantly surprised throughout the whole thing. Be like, oh, that's fun. Okay, cool. There's 2 good things this movie had going for it, which let's get to that. The first one being, I really think that the spy tech in it is really cool and clever. Is some of it, dated graphics? Sure, of course. It's a 2002 movie using CGI. But the concepts in this movie, there were so many ideas they came up with. Like, there's smartwatches way before smartwatches were a thing. Like, this movie, and it's like, when I watched this movie as a kid, and I remember the first half of us watching this, I kept saying, man, I remember this is why I wanted to be a spy kid when I was a kid. And this movie has a lot of cool things going on in the first 30 minutes. Then it keeps going and gets just worse and worse. Up until the one shining light, which is...
The line from Steve Buscemi?
Which is a line from Steve Buscemi, which is, I think, quite possibly the greatest line in all of cinema. I know that you might say that's a bold statement for Spy Kids 2. But I'm going to wait a second and keep hyping this so Chris can look it up so I don't mess up like a word in it. But this line... I got you. Okay, cool. Chris, read the line.
All right. Hold on. No. Keep going.
All right, cool. So Steve Buscemi... Well, we'll set up to when this line comes up. Steve Buscemi's character, because we are supposed to give a general plot synopsis of this. So there's this stupid device that some spies are trying to steal. They go to a crazy island to try to get it. There's a lot of crazy pun-based animal hybrid things. Like Slizzard, which isn't a pun, but it's very prominent, but is one of the only ones that isn't clever. There's also a spider monkey and what was it? I don't remember what they called the flying pig. It had some stupid name. Spork. It was a spork. It was a spork. Which, I guess the S was for swan? I don't even actually get that joke now that I think about it. I don't know where the spork part came from.
Yeah, I think it was a swan.
It must be. There's a lot of weird creatures. That's really the whole point of this movie is, hey, look at these cool equipment and look at these weird things.
Yeah, and so Steve Buscemi plays the character who created, all these crazy creatures. Mm-hmm. And so he has a line that goes like this. Do you think that God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he has created?
Which is one of the most philosophically beautiful questions in Spy Kids 2.
Yeah. In this kids movie.
In this crappy kids movie.
Yeah, a pretty not great kids movie.
I will say, because we're not going to be able to do this for the next movie that we're going to be talking about today. I want to hype up some of the other good parts of this. I think a lot of the child acting was actually surprisingly good for child acting.
No, definitely.
Yeah, it has Junie and Carmen, who I don't remember the name of their actors and actress. They're the ones who've gone on to do less than some of the other people in this, but they do a really good job in this. There was also the president's daughter is played by Taylor Momsen, who you may know from her rock band or from How the Grinch Stole Christmas starring Jim Carrey. She plays
Cindy probably Lou know her
from the rock band. Yes, I know.
No. I know.
So she's in this. She does a really good job. She's one of the better child actresses like ever. Like she does a great job as Cindy Lou Who, and then does good as this. Like then there was also blank on her name. She plays Gertie.
Emily Osmond.
Emily Osmond, yes. She's great in this. This is pre Hannah Montana fame for her, and you know,
way pre Hannah Montana fame.
It's only like 3 or 4 years.
Is it really?
Yeah, that show started in like 2006, I think, and this was 2002, so that's like 4 years, I think. It might have been 2008. This might be 6 years before. Doesn't matter, because guess what? This isn't Hannah Montana. This is Spy Kids 2.
Oh.
My final consensus is go watch Hannah Montana instead. You'll have more fun.
No, I don't know about that.
I think you will. Then you get to see Jackson and Rico. It's such a... I wish I watched Hannah Montana.
You will definitely have a better time watching Hannah Montana, though, than Spy Kids 3.
Oh my goodness. Spy Kids 3. Game over. Oh, buddy.
Talk about a movie with no redeeming quality.
Like, I'm genuinely trying to think of any.
Elijah Wood is in it. And you go, oh, that's the guy from The Lord of the Rings. And then he died.
The one good moment in this whole movie is in the final fight when they bring in Bill Paxton to say game over, because that's his famous line from Predator. Because the only good thing about this movie was when they referenced a better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Let's give a brief synopsis of this garbage. This movie was during the repopularization of one of the many repopularizations of 3D, even though 3D is a garbage medium and we should stop trying. It's never worth it. But this movie is very 3D, which really sucks when you're watching it on Netflix and it's not 3D, because it's just, oh, look, cool, there's something hitting the camera. Oh, look, cool, something's hitting the camera. Oh, cool, something else is hitting the camera. But don't worry, but here's the thing. Sometimes 3D movies at least use cool practical effects to hit your camera. No. This movie is 98% CGI.
Yeah, 98% 2004 CGI.
Yeah, it's so bad. The acting is atrocious by pretty much everyone. The only... Junie does a good job. Khan does an okay job, but it's also his dialogue is awful. I don't remember his name. I feel bad. He's a great actor.
Grandpa.
Yeah, he plays the grandpa in this. He's most known for being Khan from Star Trek 2. He's great. The man's actually in a wheelchair, and his character is too, of course. So he gets to be in a really amazing CGI body this whole movie that definitely holds up.
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone is the villain, and he's being Sylvester Stallone turned up to 10.
Yeah, it is the worst version of Sylvester Stallone ever.
And then, not just one of him, there's 4 of him. Because reasons.
Because he's a genius programmer and he's created other versions of himself in the video game world for some reason.
Bad.
He's lonely.
So bad. And it was made even worse because we watched these back-to-back in the recording, which means I was already not happy after the last one, and then I watched this, which was even worse. And my review of this movie is, go watch Spy Kids 1 again. You'll definitely have more fun. Don't watch it. And then after you're done with Spy Kids 1, watch Hannah Montana, because Emily Osmond's in this again for a scene.
Yeah.
Only one scene. She's in the first scene. She's not brought back for the big final battle scene.
No, she isn't.
They bring her brother in just for that scene. Her brother that no one cares about, but they don't bring her back except for that first scene where they kind of hint at the fact that her and Junie might be like in a relationship, but she doesn't care to help him in this big super fight.
Nah.
Last kind of
for her role on Hannah Montana.
The only other good thing about this movie at all is little tiny baby Selena Gomez is in it, and that's kind of cool.
That's right. Oh wow. Yeah.
She plays like a rich kid in like a scene at the very beginning, and she's just an adorable little kid. This is years before she matters, but it's just like, Selena Gomez.
Oh wow. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's been Spy Kids 3D. It sucks. Next week, it's going to be worse. I don't know about that, but it's going to be bad. Oh, buddy. Next week, we're watching the brand new movie that came out on Friday, thanks to Disney Plus Day. Sweet Home Alone.
Man.
See you next week for Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah, unfortunately. Wait, did that come out this Friday?
Yep.
Like this past Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're watching it less than a week after it came out. That's why we're watching it now and not Christmas time.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. But don't worry, if you're still here, which I don't know if anyone's actually here. If you're here, it says there's a lot of people when I click on the thing, so maybe there's lots of people here and I'm only getting credit for 3 of you. I don't know. If you're here, it's time for the best segment of the week decided by literally everyone. It's time for the biggest, the baddest. It's time for not just Tournament of Champions. It's time for Tournament of Champions of Champions. What's Tournament of Champions, you may be asking, if it's your first time tuning in? Well, Tournament of Champions is a segment we like to do where we pit 8 things, people, creatures, characters. We'll go with characters. That's what I should have said.
Yeah, characters feels
8
like a
characters, typically from a specific franchise, pitted off against each other. And we had 8 winners in the past 8 weeks, so this is podcast number 9. And we have the 8 winners right here who are in their own bracket of champions.
Oh my god.
So let's break down this bracket real quick, because this is big. This is bad, baby.
It's big and bad.
Yeah, baby. Our first fight, we have the champion of horror movie monsters, I believe is what his official title was, even though you could argue he's not a monster. Yeah. But what horror movie villains? We have Pinhead taking on the Flash, who won our DC Heroes battle.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that reaction for. I think that's actually... I mean, we'll see. But...
Okay.
Then we have Thor versus Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Thor winning our Marvel bracket. And I know what you're thinking. How is Scarlet Witch here then? I was running out of things to come...
Marvel bracket number 2.
But it wasn't. It was called Avengers bracket. So it was different.
Ah, right.
So that's that battle. Then we have Venom, who is our Marvel Villains winner, taking on Sonic, who is our Video Game Mascots winner. Then we have Deathstroke, who won the Batman Villains battle, taking on Sephiroth from Final Fantasy, which was our... My brain's dying. Video Game Villains battle.
Mm. Yeah.
So let's head on over to our first... I gotta remember coast. West Coast battle.
Here we are in the West Coast.
We're in the West Coast with our first battle tonight. It is Pinhead versus the Flash.
All the way from California, Pinhead.
Yeah, taking on the Flash, who sometimes is from a California-like area. Star City is sometimes on the coast. It's actually kind of accurate. Wasn't on purpose. Just happened.
Pinhead actually from hell, but you could debate that California's the same thing.
I could be wrong, because it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I've only seen it once, but I believe the first Hellraiser actually takes place in California. I think I remember...
It's been a while since I've also watched
I think I remember there being, like,
maybe
beaches in, like, the establishing shots. Most of the movie's in, like, a house, but I think the house is near a beach.
Mm.
Could be wrong.
Maybe.
Could be completely wrong, making crap up. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Alright, it's Pinhead versus the Flash. I think we're on the same page, but I think you're more on the page than I am on.
Maybe.
I think the answer is Pinhead.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah,
I think you think it's like a one-sided, there's no shot for the Flash. But the Flash is so OP.
I mean, the Flash is OP. But also so is Pinhead.
No, that's fair. And I do think Pinhead wins. But I think there are people in this category of champions who would definitely lose to Pinhead. I think the Flash could maybe eke out a win if someone knew enough about both characters to try to make a solid argument. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm going off of what I know about Pinhead. Pinhead is like a super powerful demon god thing, and the Flash is just the dude who can run real fast. Really, really fast. So fast it breaks logic. But I still think Pinhead wins.
He does have magical speed.
Yeah.
But Pinhead is kind of just immortal?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah. Pinhead might have been not someone who should be in this tournament at all because he's possibly unbeatable.
Possibly.
Yeah. We'll see.
There's like
I think there's one person.
Two characters on here that I'm like, yeah, maybe.
I think there's only one that I feel I can make an argument for. We'll see.
There's definitely one that I can make an argument for, and there's maybe a second. Maybe.
All right. We'll see.
And we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see how Chris thinks Deathstroke can beat Pinhead later.
Yeah, that's he's really good with the Sephiroth flaws.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, Chris, spoilers
Oh,
for why
right,
Deathstroke's making it to the finals. Settle down. We have Thor, the king of Marvel, versus Scarlet Witch, the queen of the Avengers. Sure.
Yep.
Who wins?
Is it Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, it's definitely Scarlet.
It's Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch is the most powerful character in the MCU. If we would have just done a Marvel one, the reason she wouldn't have just won a Marvel one overall was because we were doing popular Marvel characters, and she did not come close to the top 8. Like, she's great, and she should be, but like she's not. Like, she's just not popular.
That's fair.
So, and that's also that probably is somewhat changed now due to like the really successful show, but just Google
the
stuff.
Release of WandaVision.
Yeah, Google also is based off of like years of searches when you look up popular. So, Scarlet Witch definitely wins. Thor probably is one of. Actually, honestly, I'll be real. I don't think Thor stands a chance. There are some MCU characters that stand a chance. He's not one of them.
Yeah, Thor is definitely not.
Thor made it to this list because he was the best of the top 4 most popular. But those 4 most popular, none of them come close to being able to fight Scarlet Witch.
Nope, not even remotely.
Nope.
Not even remotely.
Nope. Time to move on to our next battle. It is moving on over to the East Coast. This is gonna be our shortest episode of this show ever. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is wild.
Yeah, we had 2 weeks worth of stuff to talk about, and we're done. It's like there was nothing happened. It was a bad. Last week would have been a bad podcast. It's a good thing we didn't do one.
Yeah, very uneventful time in the world.
Yeah. So we have Venom from Marvel Villains taking on Sonic from video game mascots. I have an answer without even thinking. Like, there's one answer.
I think that it is Sonic.
It's 100%. There's no chance Venom has. Venom's awesome.
Oh.
Sonic is so OP, especially when you consider Venom's main weakness, which is sound. Which Sonic can literally make a sonic boom because he can go the speed of light.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic demolishes Venom in literally less than a blink of an eye.
Yes, that's fair.
Like, don't get me wrong, I hate how OP Sonic is when you consider him in a battle. Because I don't like the way the internet's going to feel. Like, some of the internet's going to be so mad at us, and the other half of the internet's going to be so happy. And I'm not on the so happy I love Sonic side of the internet. So I'm not happy about this. I'm not.
That's fair. I think it's hilarious.
But wait.
Haha, chili dogs beats
Oh, Chris, it's time for my favorite segment within a segment.
Uh-oh.
Which, if this is your first time tuning in, I like to take a battle that is very, very even and give Chris a side to battle for in a form of, a debate. He doesn't really have to be the one he'd want to win, but I want him to give me an argument for why Deathstroke beats Sephiroth. Audio listeners, I'm making a really smug face.
So Deathstroke is really skilled in martial arts and also shooting people.
Fair.
And
has anyone tried to shoot Sephiroth with a gun before?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh. But that's when he died before?
No.
Oh, how does Deathstroke beat him?
With his tactical masterminds.
I'll be honest, guys. This is my favorite segment. Is this segment within a segment when I make Chris have to try to win a unwinnable fight.
So Deathstroke
loses
shoots him with a 50 caliber sniper rifle, and that really knocks Sephiroth. I mean, Sephiroth does block it, but the recoil of being hit with a 50 caliber sniper rifle is still very powerful.
It throws him off his game a little bit,
Yeah, it staggers him, and so then he goes in for his famous sword strike, and then he dies.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But then he doesn't really die. So yeah, Deathstroke dies.
Yeah, no, for sure. Deathstroke lost. Deathstroke beat the Batman villains because as much as they're some of the most entertaining characters, they also don't stand a chance against the OP characters that made it into the finals.
Yeah.
The closest, I think the only one he had a chance at fighting was Venom, and he still would have lost. But, I could make an argument.
Deathstroke could, use a flashbang on Venom. Yeah,
and then shoot Eddie Brock in the head while Venom recoiled. There's a chance. There is a chance. But even then, I think people would be mad at us for saying that, and I could understand why.
Yeah.
But anyone else, Deathstroke loses so quickly. Quickly. Let's move on over to our left-hand bracket. West Coast.
Our West Coast bracket.
Even. The left-hand side of the country. That's the West Coast. It's
Let's go to the left coast.
Honestly, before we get to this, I will say I think these two semifinals are the four best characters in this bracket. They are the they all deserve to be here. No one got Sephiroth got an easy win, but he still should be here.
Yeah, I think Sephiroth probably would have beaten Thor and Venom for sure.
Yeah, I don't know about the Flash.
Maybe the Flash.
I'm not sure about the Flash.
And we'll find out.
We'll find out about that in a moment when we get to the East Coast bracket final, the semifinals of the East Coast finals. Right. Brackets are weird because technically this is a finals that goes to a finals, but we're just gonna call this the East Coast semifinal. This is Pinhead from the Hellraiser franchise, representing the horror movie Tournament of Champions.
Yeah.
It's taking on Scarlet Witch of the Avengers. Yeah. This one's so... I don't know.
This is a tough one, but I feel like it is Scarlet Witch.
I think so, too. Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page.
Purely on her ability to, bend reality and manipulate reality.
And, destroys the world twice. Yeah. She destroys reality multiple times. Hellraiser, he makes a little bit of crazy happen to one or two people at a time.
Yeah.
I think Scarlet Witch is more powerful. Here's the thing. I'm not the hugest Hellraiser fan. Some Hellraiser fans going to find this in a year and be like, how could you put Scarlet Witch beating Pinhead? I hate this. And it's you know what? You're probably right. Maybe once I get more into the Hellraiser franchise in my life, I'll be like, oh yeah, Hellraiser should have won. Hellraiser, Pinhead. I don't think so, Chris. I'm saying maybe. Maybe there's a chance that I don't know enough about Pinhead.
I think somebody might get upset at us, but I think they'd still be wrong because I've watched a few of the Hellraiser movies.
Have you seen the one that takes place in a video game? I want to watch that one. I think it's 8.
I haven't. I think that would be appropriate for maybe our horror movie podcast. Spoilers will probably be doing eventually.
We're gonna probably have a horror movie podcast. Secondary spoiler: I kind of want to watch franchises at a time, so we will probably watch all of Hellraiser back to back, kind of a thing.
Excellent.
Would be how we would do it. That's kind of my thought process on it. Is we would watch all of Nightmare and then all of Friday, that kind of a thing, and sparse through the single movies in between franchises. If a podcast like that ever existed.
Yeah.
Starting in January. I mean... So Scarlet Witch beats Pinhead. Let me write that down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be Scarlet Witch.
Alright, it's time for the Battle of Battles.
Sonic versus Sephiroth?
The video game battle everyone's wanted. Because when people think of video games, they think the best mascot, Sonic. And when they think the best villain, they think Sephiroth. What would happen if they fought? But not in like Smash, because then they're equals.
I have to know.
Oh, you have to know
if
what?
This is something that somebody has ever done.
I'm sure.
Like, on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, comparing canonical powers.
Oh, I'm sure of it. But we can't let that sway our opinions.
Oh, right.
But yeah. The point is, Chris, it looks like you're having trouble finding. Let's get back to our discussion, though. Gosh, you're ruining the podcast. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
I'm sick with you. I don't care. So, I'll be honest. I don't know anything about Sephiroth. I know a lot about Sonic. I think Sonic's pretty unbeatable.
I think Sonic's unbeatable. Do I think he's insanely OP?
No,
yeah.
I didn't say I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, but I think Sonic wins because Sonic doesn't ever have to be close enough to let Sephiroth do anything, and he can just whittle him down. I know Sephiroth's never truly died before, but has anyone ever come at him at the speed of sound running right through him?
Maybe.
Have they ever done it 80 times in the span of 3 seconds, though? Like Sonic could.
That I don't know about.
Also, real quick, does Sonic have a chili dog? Because that changes everything.
Well, it does put things in perspective when you consider that Sephiroth also has the power of super speed.
Oh, but in his canon of super speed, can he go the speed of light, which is so OP and broken, but is officially canonically how fast Sonic can go?
I don't know if it's quite the speed of light, but Sonic's so high, it appears he's teleporting.
It's not the speed of light.
And
also, to be fair, Sonic doesn't go with the speed of light. He goes faster than the speed of light is the official canonical answer.
Is that true?
I believe so.
So he is faster than Sephiroth.
Yeah.
But
Chris, I'll be honest. This is going
superhuman durability and gravity manipulation.
Chris, this is going to the coin. Just accept your fate.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right.
I'm fine with the coin.
All right. Actually, I'll do it over here. Oh wait, no, that'll change everything. I can't do it there. I have to do it here. All right. The coin. To the coin.
All right.
I have to pull up a coin. All right, Chris.
All right.
As always, I, as the coin flipper, give you the advantage. What do we call it?
Tails.
Tails?
Yep.
I believe you win. I have to flip the coin a couple times to remember if that's the tails. That was tails. Which, to be fair, I'm mad at you that you took Tails away from Sonic. I hate you. I hate you. Sephiroth wins, I guess, but for real though,
the good call.
I respect the coin, and as much as I think the coin and you are wrong, the coin can't be wrong, so I'm wrong. The coin is always right.
You are wrong.
We're going to the final fight.
Unfortunately, in a very anticlimactic finale.
Okay, so we're on the same page here?
I don't think Sephiroth stands a chance on Earth.
Yeah.
Or anywhere else against Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch is so OP. So OP. There are characters in the grand scheme of the world that have a chance against her. Like, in the universe of characters that have existed. There are characters with similar enough power sets that could take her on. But they're few and far between how powerful those characters have to be able to take her on.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually where I want to give a little tease on what's going to come from Tournament of Champions going forward. It's obviously our most popular segment, so we're not going to get rid of it.
Right.
But a little peek behind the curtain. It is getting so hard to come up with themes for these battles. So we're going to try something different for the next season. We will see how it goes. If you hate it, we won't ever do it again. We'll find a different way we'll rework it again. But the general idea is I'm going to compile a huge list of characters. Like, from any franchise I can think of. Video game, movie, comic, you name it. Even if they've competed before, they can be eligible.
Oh.
I take that back. This next season, I'm thinking literally, I'm making these decisions on the fly. This next season, rather than this season, which was 9 episodes, this next season is only going to be 8 episodes. We are going to have 7 tournaments that lead to a final tournament where those 7 winners will take on returning champion Scarlet Witch. But those 7 things, I will do a random draw for, I believe that's 56 characters. I'm going to try to come up with a list of hundreds of characters so I could use that list later for more polls. But I'll pull 56 characters, or 64 if Chris decides that he doesn't like the other thing, and we'll talk about it off stream, which is fine. But I think Scarlet Witch is getting a bye to the finals. We'll see.
All right.
It'll be 56 or 64, depending on what I decide, and they will be put into 8 tournaments that lead into 1 finals again for season 2. Or actually, no, take that back. I should have thought this through more as I was saying this. For season 1 of Tournament of Champions, because this is season 0. We're doing that cool thing where we're retconning this and saying that this is pre-canon. Because if that works, I can do more seasons in that format of that giant list and not have characters repeat. It's really backside stuff that you guys don't care about, but I care about. So this is season 0. And I just thought about it again. Scarlet Witch is not getting a bye to the finals. She is getting a guaranteed spot in the 64. That's how I'm going to do it.
Huh?
So like I said, there's going to be a draw of 64 characters.
Okay.
And she will be one of them. For sure.
Okay, gotcha.
So she will be in the tournament again. She will not get a bye to the last step. That's what we're doing. Maybe I'll cut all this in post. I won't. I'm lazy. Gotta pad out that runtime. This all stays in. Yeah, so starting next week, we are doing season 1 of Tournament of Champions.
Right.
It'll be the next 9 weeks of the podcast, and if it sucks, it'll only be 9 weeks.
If it doesn't suck,
it's the future. It's the future of this segment.
Because it's very similar, but slightly more diverse than what we've been doing. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of the weird diversity of a finals like this, but it might not be as balanced of them all being super strong. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it works. We'll have fun. It's time to switch back to the main thing, so we can do our outro.
That's right.
Which is going to be a little bit longer than the normal outro this time because we have a special announcement.
We do.
Yeah. Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday. All right, we'll get to that. First, we got to get through the other days of the week first. So Tuesday, we will be back at it with a co-op Tuesday. We are currently playing the game It Takes Two, which is a beautiful, amazing game. And if you haven't watched the series, go to YouTube and catch up on it because the game is great. And
yeah, it really is a great game.
I love it. We're playing that on Tuesday. On Thursday afternoon, you will get a new episode of Movie Club Commentary. Thursday evening, we will be streaming again. We will be streaming Video Game Tycoon. Game Dev Tycoon is what it's called. I remember what it's called. Yep. Game Dev Tycoon. The girl bosses will be back at it.
Yep.
If you don't get that,
eye off their success from Bran Flakes Poopy.
Bran Flakes Poopy. Oh my. Yeah. If you're very confused about that, go watch the Game Dev Tycoon series. Please. All right, it's crazy, but in a brand new new series we're launching.
Oh my gosh!
Fridays, we're streaming. We're streaming on another night of the week because we're crazy.
Oh my god!
We said, hey, we're not making money, and some people would say some days we might feel overworked. Let's do more of it.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing could go wrong.
Only one way to find out.
We're launching a new series. We're going to be playing Minecraft again, which if you've been around since the early days, That's all we did.
Yeah, that was one of the first things we ever did.
Yeah, we had 2 Minecraft series a week. It was crazy. But we'll announce some details a little bit later. But I will say, there is going to be a special guest, a friend of mine from childhood, my childhood best friend. I gotta talk to him, see what he's going to go by. I don't know if he's going by his real name or just his title. I don't remember what he did on his channel. But my best friend from childhood, we're going to start a series. It's going to be the 3 of us playing Minecraft. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm honestly really excited about it. So tune in those days. But bye.
Goodbye.